Hi guys, getting ready for some RE revision. I've got my favourite notebook. So you've ruined your life. It's about why you shouldn't have children. Look how happy she looks. I might be a little bit quieter on this one because I just got the baby to sleep, and obviously if I wake him up I'm just going to have to weep for hours. I haven't used this notebook in a long time. I didn't think I'd ever written in it. I don't know what I was doing last time. I've got some weird notes in it. Room 8, tall lady killed, laxatives in all food. I don't know what I mean there. And then this one says frozen poo. I think these might have been ideas. I'm not sure what I was thinking of. This one just says cherries inside the body, spiders dancing. Not sure what that is either. Not sure who Mike is. I don't know anyone called Mike. Seagulls tied at the mushroom soup recipe. Dead spiders. Choking. I was having a day. Right. We're going to focus on Islam for the first revision thing, because Islam's obviously, well, for me, I believe it's the harder mock exam overall. Christianity, I think you'll have just better shot at, especially Islamic beliefs. I think that's the harder bit at. I'm going to just do a general rundown of some major topics today, focusing on the 6 articles of faith and the 5 roots of faith. So they're the 2 things that we'll focus on. But we've got obviously Islam beliefs that we're going to look at first, and then we'll go on to Islam practices. Okay? So, Islam beliefs will be the first section of your Islam paper, right? The stuff that you need to really be thinking about there, you're going to be talking a lot about Allah and the nature of Allah, okay? You're going to, actually, I'm bored of that colour. What other colours have I got? Yeah. You're going to talk about Allah, the nature of Allah. You're going to talk about prophets, okay? You're going to talk about angels. You're going to talk about holy books, not just the Quran. You might need to talk about all the holy books, okay? And you're going to talk about Shia versus Sunni. Now, Shia versus Sunni, it's going to be about what they believe in. So that's really going to be focusing on stuff like the Imamate and Adalah and the differences in the 5 articles of faith versus the 6 roots of faith. We won't focus on differences like Ashura and prayer today. Hello, people who are saying hello in there, and a person, God's mortal brother. Oh, that's a very exciting name. So these are sort of things we can talk about that. In practices, it's really simple. You've got festivals. Oh, that's the worst S I've ever drawn in my life. You've got festivals, right? You've got jihad, and then you've got the 5 pillars, okay? And so we'll do the 5 pillars today. I don't think I'm going to go into jihad and festivals today. You'll have to do it in your own time. And today, I'm just going to try, with the Islamic beliefs, to go through as many of the 6 articles and the 5 roots as I possibly can. Okay? Someone's an atheist. Well, that's nice. Lots of people are atheists. I don't know why you're telling me. I'm not, like, trying to convert people here. Maybe I should. Okay, so, the 6 articles of faith versus the 5 roots of faith. I'm going to change colour again. I love changing colour. The 6 articles of faith are Sunni, okay? Sunni is the longer word, so they get 1 extra article of faith. That's not how it works, but that's the way I remember it, okay? So Sunni is the bigger word. There's more Sunnis, okay? Sunni make up about 90% of all Muslims, so they get an extra article of faith. Shia Muslims, okay, make up roughly, I mean, because not all Muslims are quite Sunni and Shia, because you get Sufi and stuff like that, but roughly 10%, it's probably slightly less than that, and they make up the 5 roots of faith. It's smaller, so they get slightly less of the 6 articles or the 5 roots, okay? So Sunni, the bigger religion, they get 6 articles of faith, okay? Shia, smaller type of Muslim, okay, as in smaller as in less of them, not as in they're shorter. They only get 5 types, okay? They get the 5 roots, okay? That's the way I remember it, right? Now, as we go through, we'll identify who has which, okay? Ones they both have, okay? Because I'll go into these in more detail. Tawheed, okay? 5 roots have Tawheed. 6 articles have Tawheed. Tawheed is a belief in one God, we'll talk about in a second, okay? Prophets, and there's fancy words for that. Prophets, both have prophets as part of theirs, okay? Prophets and prophets, alright? And then Day of Resurrection and Day of Judgment. I think I've got that the right way around. I may have got it the wrong way around. These are the ideas that there's a day when the world will end. Well, even though they say it slightly differently, the Day of Judgment and the Day of Resurrection are essentially the same things. So they'll be credited as being essentially the same. So we have three ideas that are the same, that Sunni and Shia Muslims share as part of their most essential beliefs, okay? The 6 articles of faith, it's Tawheed, prophets, and the Day of Judgment. The 5 roots of faith, it's Tawheed, prophets, and the Day of Resurrection. But you're not going to get confused. If you just said, like, the Day of Judgment for this one, or Day of, like, if you just swap around the Resurrection Judgment, I don't think the examiner's going to cost you marks on that one. But if you need to be certain, just go Tawheed and prophets. The differences are specific, and we'll look at them in a second, okay? The differences are, in the 5 roots of faith, you have the Imamate, okay? And they're the people who follow the Prophet Muhammad. I'm a mate, okay? I'm a mate, because they were Prophet Muhammad's friends and his followers, and Ali is a friend of Allah. I'm a mate. That's how I remember that. That's how I remember it. And Adalat, okay? Adalat is a posh word for justice, okay? It just means justice, Adalat. Whereas in the 6 articles of faith, you've got Tawheed, Prophet's Day of Judgment, but then you also add in the holy books, okay? You add in angels, and you add in, I've got no room for it, predestination. So those 3 things aren't in the 5 roots of faith. That doesn't mean that some Shia Muslims don't believe in them. It's just they're not considered as important necessarily as the 5 roots. Okay, the 5 roots are things that are focused on. The Imamate essentially takes the place of some of these ideas because they value the Imamate. Oh, weird. Yes, I don't know what that means. Oh, is this working still? Yeah, it still seems to be working. Sorry. You guys, I don't know what some of these things mean. What's the ASMR? Oh, ASMR. Is that the sound thing? Do I have to like whisper? Like a goose. Right. So, Tawheed. We'll focus on Tawheed first. Now, the reason I put 6 and 5 in the corners is because it's part of the 6 articles of faith and it's part of the 5 roots of faith. Okay, this is the same for both. Okay, Tawheed. And it is the belief. Okay. I think it was my belief in one God, but also in the oneness of God. Okay, you see, I'm handwriting this all this week. That's for 2 reasons. One, I couldn't remember how to set up the computer thing where it streams the computer screen properly with me typing on it. It didn't seem to be doing it how I wanted. And also, if you're going to write for an hour and 45 minutes for me on Tuesday, I can do a little bit of writing myself. Okay, so belief in one God and in the oneness of God. So the belief in one God is just, obviously Muslims believe there is one God. There's one God who is Allah and Prophet Muhammad is his messenger. That's the Shahada. It's the most essential belief for all Muslims, the belief in one God. But also the belief in the oneness of God. This is a direct attack in some ways on the idea of the Trinity. Christians believe in one God who they believe takes 3 parts. Muslims fundamentally reject that. They believe in one God and the oneness of that God. He is not divided into any parts. So he is one all-powerful being. I would always want to link that. Not lick that. Don't lick that. You can't lick the Tawheed. That's just weird. I would always link that to omnipotence, okay? And omnipotence, I would always link to being worthy of worship, okay? That's the phrase that I would love you to use in your exam. This shows that he is worthy of worship. So if you're going on to, first you have to survive maths and Spanish. I have to survive maths and Spanish. Oh, the people doing the exams, okay? So, omnipotence shows that you're worthy of worship, okay? If God is omnipotent, that means he is worthy of worship, okay? You can obviously link omnipotence to creation as well, but this is if you're talking specifically about the Tawheed, right? Tawheed, in many eyes, how could you argue that Tawheed is the most important Muslim belief? Because if there's not the oneness of God and there's not one God, then the whole religion is fundamentally flawed. How would you ever listen to the teachings of this one God and believe in the angels and believe in the prophets if there wasn't one God? Sunni and Shia Muslims both agree of the oneness of God. It is part of the Shahada. This could be a strong argument that this is the most important Muslim belief, the belief in the oneness of God. That they have it fundamentally inserted in the Shahada, showing that they say it at the most important times, showing that it is the most important belief. So what I would then do is I would use a quote. Okay, you could either use the Shahada as your quote, I've spelt it wrong. Okay, there's one God who is Allah and the Prophet Muhammad is messenger, or an even shorter quote. Okay, I've actually written down the Shahada again. There is one God who is Allah. I've got confusion just written down the Shahada. I'm a very simple person, okay? But there is one God who is Allah is a nice, simple way of doing the whole Tawheed thing, okay? Fundamental, simple belief of all Muslims, okay? The oneness of God. Oh, my rabbit just fell over. You alright? He's alright. Stupid rabbit. Okay, so Tawheed in the 6 articles and the 5 roots. Math and French isn't as bad as RE in history. Oh, for the pure writing, right. Right. I get very confused. You lot confuse me. He's speaking fact, though. I don't know. Yes. Well done, that person who's speaking fact. Right. I'm sorry if I have to pause in a second. I did bring myself a snack of a sausage that I can eat, but so I don't get greasy fingers, I'm holding the sausage in some pliers. The sausage is a little overcooked, so I might not eat it straight away. And obviously a bonus Diet Coke for when I start to get sleepy. But if you haven't got a sausage and a set of pliers to eat for a snack, you're really not living the dream. Now, Day of Judgment, Day of Resurrection, okay? This is the day all humans will be raised from the dead to be judged. Okay? Now, that definition justifies it as the day of resurrection and the day of judgment. This is the day all humans will be raised from the dead, that is resurrection, to be judged, that is the day of judgment. This is the same day, okay? There's going to be a day in the future in which all people who have ever died will be raised from the dead, okay? As they are being raised from the dead, they'll be taken to be judged. What happens on that day? Well, as we've talked about 1,000 times in class, Israfil, okay, one of my favourite angels, he plays his trumpet, okay? He plays his trumpet to end the world, and then he plays his trumpet again. That was maybe too loud. Did the baby wake up? Listen, patience. No. He plays his trumpet again, and that signifies that all bodies will be risen from the ground. They will be resurrected. That is why, and if it says, how does it influence Muslims? It influences them because it shows they must be buried when they die, not burnt, because their bodies must be in a good state for the day of resurrection. They've been waiting in the grave during Barzakh, waiting for their judgment, okay? Barzakh's where they're waiting, being, if they've answered the questions correctly, we've gone over in class, okay? Are you, what is your God? What is your prophet? What is your religion? And if you answer those questions correctly, then you get to go in, then on the day of resurrection, if you answer those questions correctly, your time in the grave is peaceful. You get to wait there, relax, sleep. If you answer those questions incorrectly, you'll be beaten with sticks. Okay, you can't see my hands, but I was being beaten with sticks actions. Okay, so that's what's happening on the day of resurrection. As you're waiting, the trumpet blows, you're raised from the ground. Everyone is raised up. Okay, so what's going to start happening then? All right. Well, you're going to find that people are going to head to the bridge. Okay, where's this bridge? This bridge is at Asirat. Okay, ASS like a donkey, or some people's word for a bottom. I as in me, rat. Okay, Asirat. Okay. This is the day that all people will be judged, alright? You will come with a record of your deeds, okay? A record of your deeds is the recording of all the things you've done, okay? You've had angels in your life recording all the things you've done. You've had angels on your shoulders writing down all the things you've done. Why is that useful? You can link that to an angels question. Why are angels important? They're writing down all of your things. Oh, Arsenal losing? You're kidding me already. Oh, Louis, you are ruining my life here. No, we're not losing. Shut up, it's 0-0. Absolute pain in my backside. Right, so, telling me Arsenal are losing. I've got it on my phone. I was checking on it all the time. If we have now going to go down, I'm going to kill you, Louis. Oh, you are kidding me. They've scored. Louis, I hate you. Right, so, they're crossing the bridge at Asirat. What is the bridge at Asirat? Well, we're told that it's a bridge as thin as a hair and as sharp as a knife, okay? So, I know it's half an hour in, Louis, okay? I've got it on my phone. I'm trying to keep an eye on it. I cannot believe Wolves have scored already. Come on, VAR, sort us out. So the bridge at Asirat is as thin as a hair and as sharp as a knife. Why is that important? Well, it's meant to stop people who do not deserve to cross into heaven, crossing into heaven, okay? You have to be worthy of getting in there. And in that sense, on the day of resurrection, the day of judgment, you're given a book of your deeds to show whether you're worthy of Jannah. What's Jannah? Well, Jannah, I'm going to fit that in that gap there. Ah, I've spelt it wrong. Jannah, Jannaah. Jannah is the word for paradise. Okay, I'm not watching it, Louis. I've got it on my phone, like just the score ticker coming up. I mean, you're not ruining it for me. Arsenal are ruining it for me. So Jannah is heaven. Okay, that is paradise. It is to be reunited with God. There's not much that says that there's sort of pleasure in heaven, in paradise. The most important thing is that we are reunited with God. Okay, we're reunited with God. That is the most important thing. Okay, we cross the bridge of Asarat to be reunited with God. In the place there is no pain, no death, no suffering. Okay, and you can take part in all those things that you cannot take part in on earth. So, for example, like all those pleasures that you couldn't take part in on earth, you have in heaven. All right. So this is the day of resurrection, the day of judgment. All right. E-S now. S-now. E-snow. I guess that means e-snow. Now, and obviously that goes in the 5 articles, the 5 roots of faith, and in the 6 articles of faith. Okay. So that is for both Shia Muslims and Sunni Muslims. All right. Now, Risala or Nubuwah, the prophets. Okay. So if we're talking about Risala or Nubuwah, we're just talking about the prophets, the messengers that bring the teachings of Allah towards us, okay? And once again, this one, that red pen's awful. I hate it with all my heart. Where's my other pens? What have I got? I've got blue. Okay? Articles of faith, and that's in the roots. You lot have put me off my game. It's in the 5 roots of faith, and it's in the 6 articles of faith, okay? So both Sunni and Shia Muslims want to tell me that prophets are a vital part of their faith, okay? Well, what do we mean by prophets? We mean the human beings who have been chosen by Allah in order to spread the religion, okay? Both Shia and Sunni Muslims are going to believe in this idea. 1-1, are you serious, Louis? Yes, come on, son. Thank you, Louis. Keep me updated, darling. All right, I can keep up with the score with you. Okay, you're doing God's work here. Allah's work in this sense, okay? So, Shia Muslims believe Allah chose certain men to guide people to the right path, okay? And Muhammad was the last prophet, okay? Muhammad was the seal of the prophets, okay? Seal like that, all right? Like, not seal as in the animal, seal as in when you seal something shut, okay? I seal a book shut. He is the seal of the prophets. What does that mean? There's no more prophets coming after him. The book on prophets is sealed shut. There can be no more prophets, all right? That's important news. Now, why are the prophets so important? Well, they are messengers from Allah. They show us many things. 1, they can actually bring physical teachings. Where's the physical teaching? Well, that's Muhammad. Okay? Muhammad brought us the Quran. Okay? You can argue he brought it through the angels, but it was Muhammad who communicated the Quran to the scribes and had it written. It is he who spread it. Okay? So these are sources of teachings. Okay? They can give us teachings. All right? Okay, they can also be an example for us to follow. All right, so we could argue Muhammad is an example to follow. All right, how is Muhammad an example to follow? Well, he taught forgiveness. He preached that we should be kind to one another, but he also wrote these things down in the hadiths. Okay, well, he didn't write them down. People wrote them down about him. The hadiths are the teachings about Muhammad's life. What did he do afterwards? And these are teachings about the methods of prayer, how we perform wudu, the washing of the hands, ablutions, cleaning ourselves. Why is this important? Well, it gives guidance on how a Muslim should lead their life, okay? They are a source of authority, okay? Source of authority. They are there to tell us what to do, okay? A source of authority, all right? This is... Louis, that was a beautiful use of the Shia Shahada. I'm very impressed with that, okay? There is one God and Louis is his friend. Louis is the wali, okay? So the prophets can be a source of authority. People could listen to them, okay? They can give like practical advice. For example, Adam, okay, taught farming, okay? Taught us to farm, all right? If you needed another example of a prophet that we follow, then you've got Ibrahim, okay? What did Ibrahim do? Well, he showed that he was willing to sacrifice his son, that he was willing to keep his faith no matter what was asked of him. And this shows Muslims that no matter what test they are given, they must trust in God. What could we link that to? Well, we could link that to, not the MMA, not the angels, to predestination. No matter what we think our destiny is, we must keep our faith in God, like Ibrahim did, because Allah has a plan for us. You can link these ideas in, okay? Someone talking about the toilet. How disgusting. Vulgar. Right, who scored the Arsenal goal? Gabrielle, beautiful. An assist from Willian as well. This is a wonderful day. Right, come on Arsenal. Right, so Risala or Nubuwa, if you see either of those words, it basically is referring to the prophets. Okay, and if there's a question about prophets, make sure you talk about multiple prophets, especially if it's a 12 marker. Once again, I don't know what the question is going to be in the mock exam. Okay, I haven't got space for a quote here. Where can I put the quote? Right, fresh page for a quote. We'll go on the back page. Okay, so what quote should we do? And we certainly sent into. Let me get the wording right. Yeah, we certainly sent into every nation a messenger. They don't actually say the word prophet. They always say, well, they more often say messenger. I can't think of the word messenger. Okay, so you could take that as a simple bit of it about prophets. Okay, we certainly sent into every nation a messenger. So that's showing that Allah wanted to communicate the message of his teachings to everyone. A prophet was sent into every nation. The Quran lists the prophets that we know about, but that is not meant to be the list of every single prophet. Every nation was meant to have been sent a prophet, all right? But what were they telling them, okay? So this is the next part of that quote, and it goes, I think they say, to say, worship Allah and avoid Satan, okay? So that's double quotation marks because it's the end of this quote and it's the end of the quote within the quote. So the prophets were sent into every nation to tell people to worship Allah and avoid Satan, okay? So what's the purpose of the prophets? To give us that simple piece of information. Worship Allah and avoid Satan. Rocket League, okay. No, I'm mainly checking to see if Louis is telling me about football. No? Okay, no more scores on football. Thank you, Louis. Keep me updated on football scores, mainly. Lots of other things being said in there that are just confusing me. I'm just sort of going past them. I know what Rocket League means. Something about a toilet still. All very confusing. So, Adalat. What does Adalat mean? Adalat, okay? Adalat means justice. And I've never been able to think of a clever way of linking these two ideas. I can't see anything about this word that looks like the word justice. I just have to sort of, tell you, Adalat means justice. It's not like omnibenevolent where I can go, oh look, backwards, Adalat says Talada. Doesn't help, doesn't make the word justice, okay? Shia Muslims, okay? This is Shia Muslims only, okay? No number 6 over here. This is just for Shia Muslims, and this is the justice, okay? Especially the justice of Allah. The idea that all things that Allah does are just. What does just mean? Just means fair and righteous. Okay? I can't spell, I'm going to run over them. Righteous, okay? What do I mean by fair and righteous? That every decision that Allah is making, the person deserves that punishment. Even if it seems that there is no plan to it, we know that God has a plan, okay? That is predestination, alright? So he has a plan, so you have to trust in that plan, and just means fair and righteousness. So what could that be linked to, okay? Well, this could be linked to afterlife. That everything I am doing, I'll be judged fairly, okay? I will get what I deserve, okay? I will get what I deserve. Now, that can be two things, okay? That could be, I think I'm getting away with crimes because I'm doing them sneakily, okay? I'm like some sort of Agent 47 hitman thing, hiding up in the rafters, assassinating people. I'm like, ha 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 ha, I won't go to hell. No one saw me kill that, businessman. Okay, I don't know why I'm killing a businessman. I'm going to go to heaven because no one saw that. God is omniscient, God is omnipresent, he sees everything, he knows everything. That was the wrong way round. God is omnipresent, he's everywhere. God is omniscient, he knows everything. So therefore, I didn't get away with it. And because God is just, okay, I will get what I deserve. The angels are on my shoulders keeping a record of my deeds, okay? I will get punished because I deserve it. But, in the same breath, I also will be rewarded for every little deed I do. Every time I do a small deed, that is going to go forward and help me get into heaven, okay? That is another thing that's helped me get into paradise. None of those things are being missed. I don't know what that means. So, I will get what I deserve, and that can be a positive, okay, or a negative, okay? How does that affect us in our lives? Well, we should strive for justice, okay? We should strive means to move towards, okay, for justice. Okay, we should try and make the world a fairer place. Make sure on earth we are trying to uphold Allah's will. If Allah wants justice, then we should try and bring justice on earth. What does that mean? We should make laws that reflect justice, that people are punished and they deserve it. We should make laws that are fair. We should make society fair, that people get what they deserve, that those people who are working hard are rewarded and those people who are hindering us are not rewarded. Okay, that's how we should make a society fair. How do Muslims enact that in real life? Giving to charity, making sure that those people who are struggling are given that money. E.g., some of the money from zakat goes to orphans. Orphans have had a tough time. That money goes to make society fairer. It is just, okay? This is the whole point of this idea. Right. This is getting very confusing in there. Why are people talking about Turkey? Right? I don't know what's going on. I mean, sometimes I think I should turn the chat off because it's very confusing for an old man like me. You young people are so much more used to all this stuff. Right? Have we got any quotes about justice? Okay. Well, yes, we do, and this is the easiest one. Indeed, it starts. Okay. Indeed, Allah commands you towards justice. Okay. What does that mean? Right. You need to strive to make the world a more just place. Okay. You need to strive to make the world a more just place. What does that mean? You've got to try and make the world fairer. Why? Because that is what Allah wants. Allah wants the world to be fairer, so you've got to try and make it fairer, okay? So, everyone needs to strive towards justice, alright? Oh, sorry, Louis. Right, well, you know, I've got it on my phone as well, so I'm keeping an eye on it. It's still 1-1 at the moment. It's very tense. I don't like Arsenal not being good. It's very sad for me. I'm just an old man who wants his football team to be good, okay? I think that's all we need on justice. Don't forget, if Adlat comes out, focus on Shia Muslims, but just because it's one of the 5 roots of faith doesn't mean that the six articles, the Sunni Muslims don't like it as well. Sunni Muslims, can I sneeze? No, I'm not. Sunni Muslims obviously believe God is just as well. All Muslims believe God is just, but it's only Shia Muslims who put it in their 5 articles. So in case there's one of those annoying 1-mark questions, you got to make sure Adlat is just the Shia Muslim one in terms of the articles. And this is the other one that is just for Shia Muslims, and it's one of the toughest ones. People always struggle with this every single year. The Imamate. So the Imamate, alright, I'm a mate, alright, is the idea of the followers, of the leaders of the religion of Shia Islam, or the religion of Islam as they wanted it to be, after the death of Prophet Muhammad. Okay, so that's awful writing. Prophet Muhammad dies. Who takes over? Well, Sunni Muslims, they say Abu Talib takes over. Okay, and they are like, that is it. We do not need to think any more time. Abu is taking over. No more worried about it. Okay. Whereas Shia Muslims, they are like, no, Ali is the next leader. He is the Prophet's son-in-law, so married to his daughter, and I mean, because it's very common in those days, people do this, and his cousin. I don't believe it's his first cousin and one of his cousins. So, like, look, Ali is like a relative, alright? Why is, you are a mate. Oh, it's Sandris. Hey, it's Sandris. You're right, darling. So, Ali is like a relative. He is in the bloodline of the Prophet, so therefore it should be him who is able to, lead the faith after this point. We shouldn't be listening to this Abu fellow, we should be following Ali. And this is where Sunni and Shia Muslims break off, okay? And the Imams after that are this long list of people who are basically killed, okay? So the Imams after that is a very sort of sad and somber sort of list of death, essentially. It's not the most, cheerful reading in the world. So there are these... Oh, hang on, I've got a notification about the football. Oh, Wolves! Ah! Okay, so after Ali, you then get, and I don't remember their names off by heart, okay, you get 12 more Imams, okay? You get 12 more Imams. The first was called Ali, and nearly all of them were killed. I think it's like Ali's beheaded, and then it goes... no, Ali is assassinated, and then it goes... I think next is poisoned, then it's... no, the next one is beheaded, and that's Hussein. Hussein is one of the Imams, okay, and he leads to the festival of Ashura, and he is beheaded. I'm getting the order wrong of them, okay. Hussein is beheaded. Basically, they all die. Oh, I ran out of space. Behead, dead. Okay, they all die. Hussein in particular gets a very brutal death, and that leads to the festival of Ashura. I'm not going to go over Ashura today. I don't have time. So, we've got the Imam, we've got the leaders of the faith after the Prophet Muhammad, okay? There's 12 of them, and they start with Ali, okay? And they're like family members. It becomes more like a king thing where you take over, okay? And this long line of people are meant to take over. And for Shia Muslims, they're like, look, we need a person in charge of the religion. We're not just leaving it up to the holy book. We need a human now to actually give us advice. Why is it good to have a human in charge of the religion? Well, a human can adapt to new situations. A human is able to give personal advice. A book is just stagnant. A book just is there. You can't actually ask a book an opinion. It just sits there, okay? Sunni Muslims will say, no, a book's better. It never changes its mind. It's consistent. Everyone can own the book and have it in their own homes. What, is the Imam going to just run around the whole city just answering people's questions? It doesn't work like that. So, that is what the Imamate is, okay? It's the leaders. Now, the last Imam, okay, is hidden, okay? The last Imam is hidden. Because they'd all been getting killed, Allah hides him. And he will return with Jesus, okay, with Isa, which is the Islamic word for Jesus, same fellow, okay, that one day in the future he is like been hidden, and it's not like he's been taken to heaven. It says very specifically that he's been like, now the word is, I believe it's oculated, which I think it means to be like withdrawn from sight, okay, obfuscated, I think is another word you often see with it, like we just cannot see him, and he is being held there until he will return. One day in the future when Shia Islam is ready, there'll be the return of the final Imam, okay? Now, a quote for this one is just from the Shia Shahada, okay? So the Shahada for all Muslims starts, there is one God who is Allah and Muhammad is his messenger, okay? That's the start for everyone. And Sunni Muslims stop there. They are like, I'm stopping. However, the little addition that Shia Muslims make is, and Ali is the friend of Allah, okay? Which the translation can slightly be different, okay? The word is wali, I believe, okay? And Ali is the friend of Allah. This addition suggests that the Imams are so important because they follow the line of Ali, and that Ali was not a prophet, not that level, but that he was chosen and is the true leader of the faith. For Shia Muslims, Ali and his bloodline, which includes Hussein and includes the hidden Imam, are so important because they're chosen by God to lead the religion. What is going on? I don't know what's happening. There's lots of words going on. Okay, like be civil in there, or I'll have to turn that off. I don't really know how to do it, but I'm sure I can work it out, or I'll just have to stop the stream, alright? Be nice to each other. You're very lovely people. So, holy books. Now, holy books, oh, that pen's a lot thinner. Holy books aren't just for Shia Muslims, okay, for Sunni Muslims, okay, even though it's only part of their 6 articles. Just because they list it doesn't mean that Shia Muslims reject the holy books. Oh, I just twisted that a little bit. Okay, Shia Muslims obviously believe in the holy books as well, but they rate them, they don't put them into the 5 roots of faith because you'd almost see the Imams going in there instead. It's probably not the best way of phrasing it, but the Imams are so important that the holy books lose some of their importance. You can rely on the words of the Imams and your local teachers because it is their job to interpret the Quran for you. You don't need to spend your time interpreting the Quran for every situation. The Imams will do that for you, and they are chosen, they are specially chosen, and they are wise, and that is their role. Whereas Sunni Muslims are like, we don't need any human interpreting this. We have got the holy books themselves, okay? So, Halima, please don't use such language. We can be more polite than that. Right? I don't know how to do anything about that, but I don't like that sort of language. We're better than that. So, the holy books. The holy books are obviously the words of Allah, and the most important is the Quran, okay? Why is the Quran most important, okay? Well, it was revealed, okay, by Jibril, the angel, to Muhammad. Now, that's not why it's important. Any holy book has been revealed in some way to one of the prophets, and then never changed. And that is the most important bit, okay? In some ways, the never changing of it, the never translating it, makes the Quran the most important book, because all the other holy books are important. They're all the word of God, they're all the messages. But the easiest fact to go for, why the Quran is now the most important and stands above all the others in the eyes of Muslims, is because it has never been changed. Okay, by being changed, all the words of the original Quran are meant to be the same words now. exactly as they were written. Every Quran is copied in exactly the same way, the same number of words and the same number of pages. That shows that it's never been changed. And the other thing is, it can only truly be a Quran if it has not been translated. If you have an English Quran, it is a translation of the Quran, but it is not the Quran. Why don't we translate it? Because when we translate things, the things change in their meaning. If I tell you that a joke is funny, that is one thing, but the translation might change it to be hilarious, okay? Or it might change it to be like, I don't know, amusing. Those are very different words, okay? If I tell you a joke's amusing, I don't think it's that funny. If I tell you a joke's hilarious, I think it is so funny I can't control myself. I might, in fact, ruffle, I believe the young people would use. So, what's incarnate? I don't know who you are, Halima. I don't think I teach you. So, incarnate is a Christian idea that something becomes flesh. So that idea is Jesus coming down to earth and becoming flesh. So on Christmas Day, Jesus became flesh. He became incarnate. Carne means meat, as in carnivore. So incarnate means to become flesh. So God became flesh as Jesus. So like if like the idea of anger became incarnate, a human being made of anger would appear. But Jesus is the incarnation of God. He is God incarnate, God in human form, incarnate. So we're focusing on Islam at the moment, though, Halima, whoever you are. I don't think I teach you. So the holy books, the Quran, most important, okay? Never been changed. Why else? Because it's the last message of Allah, okay? It's the last time Allah decided to communicate with us, okay? So it contains everything we need, okay? Why? Because why would Allah deliver any final message that we didn't need, okay? So it contains everything we need. If it wasn't everything we needed, he wouldn't have said it as his final message. So the Quran is the most important. But what if it asks you to name more holy books? Well, the easiest one to name for me is the Torah or the Torah. Okay, that is basically the scroll for Judaism. It's that original scroll, and it's got stories like Noah's Ark in it. Okay, and that is so important because it's the original teachings. However, why can't we trust it anymore? Because original scrolls of it have been lost, and we're working on translations which are incorrect. Okay, translations which are incorrect. What else could be important? Okay, the Injil, okay, which is the Gospels. What are the Gospels? They are the stories of Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, and it's all about Jesus, okay? All about Jesus. Why are they useful? Well, it tells about the life of Jesus and Jesus' teachings. Even though Muslims don't believe Jesus is the Son of God, they are always important because he is one of the prophets, okay? Can I explain how to get 12 full marks on the 12 marker? Well, yeah, I mean, I can do. Give me a second, Salima. You're being quite demanding at this point. Yeah, Louis, apparently Wolf Striker's been taken to hospital. Must have been something really bad happened. I'm hoping one of the Arsenal players hasn't absolutely injured him. I'm hoping it was an accident or something. It doesn't sound good. So, Halima, I'll try and do a 12 marker thing in a bit, alright? Very demanding for someone who's never taught, alright? So, the holy books, Injil, Gospels, anything else, well, you've got the Zabur, which is the Psalms. Okay, they're the Psalms. Now, they're not very good, okay? The Psalms are the sort of poems in the Bible, and Muslims call them Zabur. Even though they consider them to be beautiful writings and writings of God, they would say that they are not worthy anymore because they've been so corrupted they can no longer be trusted. And then you have the Scrolls of Ibrahim, and that's amazing. Oh, brilliant, the Scrolls of Ibrahim. They must be the best. However, the problem with the Scrolls of Ibrahim is they've been lost, so no one knows where they are. So therefore, we cannot trust them anymore because they have just basically disappeared, all right? So they can no longer be fully trusted. And finally, on the... Oh, my voice is going. I'm very tired. Right, just going to have some Diet Coke, guys. Oh. God, that's heavenly. And obviously a bite of sausage. Alright, to keep me going. Always hold your sausage in pliers so you don't get grease on your fingers. It's just sensible sausage advice. It's been a long day. So, guys, I can recommend babies. Very annoying creatures. Love them, but angels. Angels only in the 6 articles of faith. not in the 5 roots of faith. Once again, Shia Muslims believe in angels, but they don't consider them worthy of putting into the 5 articles of faith, but all Muslims believe in angels. What are angels? Okay, they are messengers and servants of Allah. How can we describe them? We can describe them physically, okay? Made of light, with, oh, and there's a quote, with wings of 2 or 3 or 4, okay? Made of light with wings of 2 or 3 or 4, alright? So, thank you. I think eating anything with pliers is a more sensible option. I don't know why we use knives and forks at all. Pliers and a knife is a much more sensible situation. Forks are useless. With wings of 2 or 3 or 4. That quote shows that angels are separate from human beings. They are a league above us. They are created wings of 2 or 3 or 4. They're made of light. And they have no free will. That is the gift that Allah gave to us. Allah gave us free will that we may make our own decisions, okay? Why is that so important? Because that shows that we can be rewarded or punished because we have got choice over our actions. Angels are just servants of Allah. They are neither rewarded nor punished. They must just do exactly as they are told. And that is why he can trust them, for example, to deliver the Quran. What if he had told the angel Jibreel to deliver the Quran, and the angel Jibreel had got there and gone, I've forgotten some of it, I'm just going to blag this, and just went, there was this boy called Harry, he lived under the stairs, and he just read him Harry Potter out. Because don't forget, they would know Harry Potter because they know everything that is ever going to happen as well. So that would just be confusing. The angels have no free will, they just must do as they're told. Then you can start talking about individual angels, okay? And Jibreel, why is he an important angel? He brought the Quran, okay? He brought the Quran and messages to Ibrahim. So if you remember when we did Ibrahim all those months ago, Ibrahim, and I know Lucas did a detention the other day and was talking to Miss Stubbs about Ibrahim. Ibrahim was brought messages by the prophet, by the angel Jibreel. For example, when he's about to be catapulted into that fire, the angel Jibreel comes in and asks him, "What do you want, Ibrahim?" And Ibrahim doesn't say, "Get me out of this bag and don't throw me into a fire." He says, "I just want everyone to be a good Muslim." And the angel's like, "Aha!" And as he gets catapulted in the fire, the chains all burn off him, and Ibrahim just strolls out like, "Yeah, I'm fine." Okay, so the angel Jibreel, why is he so important? Because he brings messages to the people, okay? Oh, thank you, Louis, for helping Halima do her 12-mark questions. That is actually a very good description of how to do them. So, Halima, you need to have evaluation, okay? So the thing that gets you the difference between a 9 out of 12 and a 12 out of 12 is levels of evaluation throughout the answer, which basically means as you go through each paragraph, you've got to evaluate whether that was a strong argument or not. So let's say I was doing a question about angels, okay, and I argued. Let me see if I can do this on a page back here. Now it's all about Saul. Let me go to the back page, okay. So I was going to do a question about angels, and I was going to be arguing that angel Jibreel is the most important. Okay, so I'm going to do my agree paragraph. Okay, I'm going to do my agree. So I'm going to go. Some Muslims would agree with this. I can't write today. With this statement, as Jibreel was, I'm going to be fancy here, entrusted. Oh, look at that. To bring the Quran to the Prophet Muhammad. Without this, Muslims would not have access to Allah's words. Now, this is your evaluation. That's fine. That's a perfectly normal sort of piece, okay? I've not put a quote in this paragraph because I'm going to focus on showing you the evaluation skill, which is what gets you these 12 marks. Okay, a strength of this argument, okay, is that no other angel could be said to have delivered Allah's words. And these are essential for Muslims. Right? It's not the most complicated answer in the world, it's probably not even the best bit of writing done. But that level of, no, the high marks isn't just more points, it's adding in this evaluation, okay? So this bit of the answer here is going to be your sort of bog standard going for grade 7 sort of answer. You're going to get sort of your 7, 8, 9 marks if you do that 4 times throughout the question. The bit that's going to ensure that I'm getting this little bit of extra grade, this 9, 10, 11 marks, okay, sorry, this 10, 11, 12 marks, is the strength of this argument, showing that not only do I know what the argument is, but I know why it's a good argument. I could say, however, a weakness of this argument is, and I could deconstruct my own argument, saying, oh, a weakness of the argument is, because it says Jibril is the most important, I could go, a weakness of this argument is, the angel Jibril's job is now done. And therefore he does not need to bring any more messages, as Muhammad was the seal of the Prophet, so there can be no more messages from Jibril. So, he is no longer the most important angel. And then I might start a new paragraph. Some Muslims might argue that the most important angel now is Israfil, because it is Israfil who will end the world. Okay, that little bit of evaluation is the thing that's going to separate your grade and push it up into those next levels. Ooh. Thank you to all those people who are telling Halima it's about evaluation. Okay, how have you found him if you're not taught by him? I don't know, I guess some people are just searching for RE and stumbling into what I'm doing. Oh my god, it's half time and it's still 2-1 to Tottenham. Yeah, and now my friends are texting me and taking the mickey out of Arsenal. Thanks, guys. Alright. Which other angels can we talk about then? Okay, well, I just mentioned in that question Israfil. Okay, Israfil is I'm gonna separate those. Okay, play the trumpet that ends the world. Okay, play the trumpet that ends the world. Why is this important? Well, without Israfil, we cannot enter Judgment Day. Without Israfil, we cannot enter Judgment Day. We cannot start to end the world. We will not be resurrected. So Israfil's role is vital in that, okay? We will not be able to enter heaven at that point if Israfil does not do his job, okay? So we need Israfil to blow his trumpet so we can start to enter into heaven. Who else is there, okay? Well, there is Mikael, okay? Why is Mikael important? Because Mikael is the one who brings the rain and sustains life on earth, okay? The phrase they love the fact he brings the rains, okay? Muslims would never pray to Mikael. You don't ask Mikael for things because it is all the will of Allah, okay? Inshallah, Allah wills it. But Mikael is one who brings the rain and sustains life on earth, okay? And Azrael, okay? Angel of death, okay? Azrael is there all the time, trying to make sure, to test humanity, to make sure we can be tested and go into heaven or hell, and is also there to make sure we cross the bridge into Asirat. Why is Azrael the most important angel? Because Azrael has the specific task of getting us into paradise, and you could argue that this is the strongest argument. This would be your evaluation. This is a strong argument because surely the whole point of the religion of Islam is to please Allah and be rejoined with him in paradise. Therefore, it's Azrael's role that is most important, as he is the one capable of getting us into paradise. However, my actual evaluation, my conclusion would probably be, overall, I don't believe any angel should be more important than the others. The reason I believe this is because Allah created all the angels and they have no free will. Therefore, it is not they who are important, but it is Allah who is important. It is him who is directing them. And I'd fanny on about that for a little bit to try and explain why all the angels should be of equal importance, and therefore no angel should be more than the other. And that could be my final bit of evaluation. The reason that you often save your evaluation for last is because it's the hardest bit to do. And if you haven't got the sort of bones of your 12-mark question written correctly, the evaluation won't be useful. So evaluation, I would put at the end of paragraphs if you're confident and you know you've got time, and then into your conclusion on your 12 marker, because then you know you've got some time and you can really lay into some evaluation. All right. Don't forget you can always use stars to put evaluation in at the end. An RE teacher, an RE examiner has to follow asterisks. You know when you go, I'll add a little bit. You can always add some evaluation in there. Evaluation is the key to getting 12 out of 12 marker. Yeah, good. Whoever Ellie Kate is, if you can find a way to prove and disprove your argument, it'll be a good point because you can show the strength and weakness of it. Okay, but obviously you need to get your points in as well. So if you spend so much time on evaluation, you have to be careful that you actually make your arguments as well. Possibly disproving your point, showing the weakness of your argument, might be showing the strength of another argument. So I might be showing the strength of a different argument by proving that one of the other angels is more important. So they dumped pagan beliefs, pagan's not en, it's an, pagan beliefs of multiple gods and replaced them with one god and angels, you don't need both L's there, just one. Angel of rain instead of god of rain. Possibly, you could say that angels are a leftover idea from the pagan religion. I don't think that's quite true though, because Islam comes substantially later than Christianity, and Christianity sort of rejects the idea of these sort of pagan saint ideas of angels. What Christianity replaces them with is not angels, bizarrely, but saints almost. The saints become representative of all these ideas. People in religions always want to pray for the things they want to pray for. So, for example, like travellers would always carry a St. Christopher around on a cross. So they would often refer to the saints. I think Islam, of all the monotheistic religions that worship one God, is probably, and Judaism, they're the ones who reject strongly the idea that you worship anything other than Allah or God. Christianity, especially Catholics, use saints almost to ask for certain things. So you do see that sort of more pagan polytheism in the worshipping of saints. And I think some Muslims would point to the Trinity in Christianity as being that final leftover idea that Christianity isn't a true monotheistic religion, that it believes in three gods. But that is a much more complicated argument that you're not going to have on your RE paper in a couple of days. So, predestination. Guys, I don't think I'm going to be able to get to the 5 pillars today. I might have to do that tomorrow. I do apologise. It's just taken me so long to get through this. I've been talking now for 50 minutes and I am very tired and have to go and feed a baby again at some point. So if I don't get to all the 5 pillars, I might not. I'm sorry. Predestination, the idea that all life is planned out in advance. Okay? By who? By Allah, okay? Inshallah, okay? Inshallah, which means God wills it, okay? What does that mean? That if God wishes it to be true, then it becomes true, alright? So, God wills it. All those things that God says is going to be true are true. A Muslim might say this when they hear bad news, or less likely when they hear good news. If something bad has happened, they might say Inshallah in order to say, oh, this is God's will, this is God's choice of what's happening. A lightning bolt hit my house, Inshallah, God wills it. God wouldn't have done this if he had not wanted to. There is a plan for this. Maybe he wanted us to replace our roof tiles anyway because they were going to fall down and kill my son. So Inshallah, at least God has struck my house with lightning now, so I know it's already happened. Okay, Inshallah, God wills it. Did I leave the door open on Friday? Of my classroom? I don't know what that means, Louis. Of my house? That wasn't Friday, that was a while ago. So, and yes I did. Luckily the neighbours closed it, but no one could lock it, so it was just one of those things. No one robbed my house though. I don't think it was Friday though, that was like last week. I've had 3 emergencies since then. So, God wills it. Why is predestination important, okay? Well, it shows Muslims life has a meaning. There is a purpose for everything. It's not just random and sad, okay? There is a purpose. And you can link that to Day of Judgment, wherever we did that, back in this book, okay? We can link that to the Day of Judgment, okay? The resurrection and Day of Judgment, okay? You'll come with a record of your deeds, okay? My deeds are there, but the Day of Judgment is set in advance, okay? The quote, okay, that we use for this one, what have I done on the computer there? Oh, I've definitely made a mistake. Oh, that's not good. Okay, that's fine. Okay, the quote for that one, sorry guys, is only what Allah or God, has decreed. Decreed is sort of like stated, like promised. Okay, only what God has decreed will happen to us. Okay, So all the things that happen are only because Allah wants to happen. He's in charge of every action. If I get cancer, it's because Allah has chosen it to be that happen. If I win the lottery, it's because Allah has chosen it to happen. Though I'm not going to play the lottery as a Muslim because I'm not allowed to gamble. But if I, have a good piece of luck, I'm trying to think of something lucky that can happen that doesn't involve gambling. If I find money in the street, if I do something, I don't know what's lucky. If my wife becomes pregnant and it's twins, is that lucky? Is that good luck or bad luck? So you've ruined your life. I think it's bad luck. No, it's not really. Twins would be a blessing. Ugh. So, only what Allah has decreed will happen to us. Everything that will happen are the things that Allah has chosen to happen. Why is that a good idea? Well, that shows us that life isn't random and sad, which I've already mentioned, but it also shows us that heaven and hell are already planned for us, that we have a place to go, that there is a reward at the end of this. What's the downside? Well, how does this work, predestination, with the idea of free will? If I have got free will, then how can Allah have planned all my life for me? And this is where we see a split between Shia Muslims and Sunni Muslims. Okay, this is a Sunni Muslim part of their beliefs, and Sunni Muslims take it very literally. Most Sunni Muslims will say that Allah has planned out the majority of their life. He's omniscient, He knows everything, so He knows everything that's going to happen. And we are part of that journey, okay? That doesn't mean we just trust Allah to do everything, okay? The Prophet Muhammad teaches us that trust in Allah, but tie your camel tight, okay? This is a nice little quote. Trust in Allah, but tie your camel tight. Now, it doesn't mean tie him up in sort of like, oh, you're gonna like I don't know, take him as a hostage. It means tie him up outside your tent, okay? So yeah, it's okay that Allah knows everything that's going to happen. It doesn't mean that He's going to stop bad things happening. I must still take some actions to present myself. Muslims, when they're driving, don't close their eyes, take the hand off the wheel and go, Allah, you're in charge. This is a self-driving car. Allah's doing it now. You still have to drive your car. You still have to look where you're going. Allah is not guiding everything. He will, if you're not making those decisions, that is on you still. And so it is quite confusing. It's not like we're all being directly directed, but these big events in our life are certainly planned out in advance, and we are in charge of the minutiae of our life almost, the little decisions getting between these. Yeah, I know your twins will be a blessing, they scare me. I mean, I've got one, and it's fine, but it's a lot. I mean, my house is just full of baby stuff everywhere. It's terrifying. I used to be cool, and I didn't used to be cool, that's a lie. So predestination, the idea everything that is planned out in advance, okay? It's bigger for Sunni Muslims. Shia Muslims will say that Allah has planned certain events in your life, but actually you sort of control between them. So it's more like one of those computer games, like those Walking Dead sort of visual novel games where you're like, oh, do you chase Clementine down the streets or do you shoot the zombie in the face? Oh, you made the good decision, you're going to go here. Like, the Shia Muslims would see it more like that Allah's going to put crossroads in your path. They might see that as the role of the angel to sort of be directing those crossroads, but these crossroads will appear in your life and you will have to deal with the consequences of them. So I don't like. I do play the baby toys. There's a what's that dog thing? Paw Patrol toy over there that I may have played with. But there's just other baby stuff. There's just food and blenders and Ella's kitchen stuff everywhere. So that is as much of the Islamic beliefs as I can do in an hour. I need to go and lie down and not think about this anymore. Before I go, is there anything that I need to go through? Do we need to do like a 5 marker or anything else before I go? I'll do 5 pillars of Islam tomorrow because I don't have time to get through it today. Is there anything else you want me to go through? Any questions, any bits that you want me to recap before I go and lie on the floor of my house and scream? Put it in the chat in the next few... I guess there's a bit of a delay, so I'll give you a second. Do it tomorrow. I'll do 5 pillars tomorrow, that's absolutely fine. I'll try and do it at the same time. I think that should be fine. I just need to work out what I'm going to cook that's going to be quick and easy. I try not to wake the baby. Stay out of trouble, you lot. What exam you got tomorrow, Louis? Have you got? Cheers, Ellie. Okay, well, good luck with whatever you've got tomorrow. Is it some sort of science? It seems to be science quite regularly. Or maths? Is it maths? I should know if it's maths. My wife's a maths teacher. I don't know if you've heard that before. So, maths and French. Oh, that makes a lot more sense than French. Okay, maths and French. Good luck with those guys if you're doing those ones. I'll see you all later. I've got a hat on and a headset. I look ridiculous, but it's late at night and I needed to stay warm. Good luck in maths and French tomorrow. And any questions for RE, either send me an email with them in, or I'll do this again tomorrow and you can ask direct questions to me. I'll try and do another hour tomorrow, or you can ask me for stuff. Obviously, you should have revision stuff as well, but if you want me to email you more revision notes, stuff like that, just give me a shout, okay? Bye.